What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the one, the only NyynewsTV. I'm here with the legendary one, Dane Huber. Dane, what's up, man?
Pete, nothing. How you doing?
I'm good, Dane. We've been talking already before this video even started for like a good 25 minutes, and I tell you what, man, I'm already excited. I'm happy. I'm happy for what's going on with these Yankees, man. You know, we've been sharing some information back and forth, and of course, you're going to be telling our great fan base some updates on three big Yankee prospects that everybody's very interested in. I think one of them, probably more than anything else, is he's gaining tons and tons of hype.
Yes.
But you have some really good info on a lot of these guys. So, hey, man, if you're ready to rock and roll, I'm ready to rock and roll. Want to get right into it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let us know who's number one. Who's the first one you got?
Well, the first one we're going to go with, because it's such a surprise, is Austin Wells.
Ooh, good old Wells.
I have been adamantly on the record saying he was not going to stick behind the plate because the blocking wasn't good, the receiving wasn't great, and especially a slow arm. As you can see in his stolen base profile last year, he didn't throw out a lot of guys, and now with that being them only being able to throw over to second base or first base twice, the pitch clock, you're really going to have an arm to get guys out behind the plate. They're running.
Right.
He just has not had it. And I talked to three different scouts from different organizations about him, and all three of them have always thought the idea of him behind the plate was comical.
Yeah.
At best.
Always heard the same thing. Yep, I agree.
Those same three guys all said the same thing. They expect him to be better than Major League average this year. So
there's been a significant improvement.
There has been a significant improvement behind the plate. He has gone to work with the pitching coaches on his arm strength, rebuilt that motion. He's gotten the pop times, which is how quickly you from receive to get rid of the ball. He's gotten those down from the 2-1, 2-2 range down to the solid 2-second range, which is a little bit better than average.
Right.
It's nothing compared to our best catching best catching prospect, Gomes, who has had pop times in the 1-6, 1-7 range, which is as fast as they've ever been recorded.
Who we've interviewed on this channel. So if you guys have missed that, go check that out.
But if Wells can get to be a major league average catcher with that bat, pull up his numbers and see how he compares offensively to Adley Rutschman.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Because I think the one thing we always knew about Spencer Jones, right, is that the guy could. I mean, not Spencer Jones. Excuse me, get ahead of myself here. I told you that earlier, right? I'm like every prospect I talk about, I bring up Spencer Jones.
Yeah.
When it comes to Austin Wells, the one thing that we always heard about Wells is that, well, his bat's gonna play. Like everybody is in agreement on that. Everybody has a major league bat, no question. The thing has always been, can he make that leap and bounce to be at least an average catcher? And a lot of the stuff that you're hearing is that he's made some significant leaps and bounds.
Yes. They now expect him to be league average. And these guys I talked to thought he should have been moved to first base, left field, something the day the Yankees have drafted him. They have been adamant opposers to him being a first-round pick, to waste that kind of draft pick on just a bat without a position. And they have come back and said, we really believe this guy can stick behind the plate now. You add that extra left-handed bat with 30 home run power, 300 average in his good years. Let's just say he doesn't hit any better than 280, 25 doubles, 25 home runs. That's a significant middle of the order piece.
Hell yeah.
And you get more left-handed. He doesn't strike out a ton. And the report that I got that really made me think this was possible is his pitchers have come out and said how much they like throwing to them.
Yeah.
How much he is in favor of personal accountability. When he makes a mistake, he says, that's my bad. I screwed up the whole inning. He doesn't blame anybody else. And the pitchers love that mentality.
Well, I knew last year I got to see Medina throw to him. And it was one of those games, as you know a lot about Luis Medina, is when Luis Medina is off, it's going to be a long day for a catcher. When his command is off, he got such raw and good stuff that
you have no idea where it's going.
You have no clue. And I tell you what, I think there was one ball that got by Wells that day because the first 3 innings, Medina was all over the place. And then he locked in. He like, holy shit, I see what people like this guy. He just dominated after that. Like, it wasn't even Richmond, the Flying Squirrels couldn't even touch him.
Right.
And but you can see a lot from Austin Wells that day. It's like, you know what? This guy could catch. You know, he's not as bad as a catcher as we heard. And again, that was last year, but you're even hearing more now that he's working on the arm slot. That those times are improving.
The arm slot, the arm velocity, using the plyo balls to get the arm stronger. I think Anthony Volpe really brought going to pitching laboratories. As it's sticking in other prospects' heads because no one had ever done that before, to my knowledge. Gone to a pitching laboratory and say, hey, help me throw the ball harder across the diamond. It helped him. It looks like it helps Austin Wells. And adding that kind of piece behind the plate, my goodness, that's a huge... It's what we had hoped for from Gary Sanchez.
Of course, yeah, definitely, no doubt about it. And, you know, you hear great things, too, about Austin Wells' work ethic and his baseball IQ. That's another thing you hear a lot about.
2 things that Sanchez didn't have.
Correct.
He had almost no baseball IQ. He had almost... I don't want to talk about him. I'm sorry.
We'll move on to the next guy you want to talk about, which is Trey Sweeney, who I believe, Dane, in a way, it's kind of funny, and I hate saying it, kind of feels like the Yankees have gotten so many more guys at that upper level now that fans are excited about that some people are forgetting about Trey Sweeney.
They are.
How good this guy could be, but you've heard amazing things about him.
I have heard that he has rebuilt his swing. And if for the guys that don't remember, he was more of a 250-ish hitter that didn't make a lot of contact, especially on higher velo up in the zone, but still had average power.
Right.
And they thought the swing was really good coming out of college, but it has never materialized like they thought, at least not until now. Some of the people that have seen him have said he's put on about 10 or 15 pounds, which would probably signal a transition to third base.
Yep.
And that he now has the best left-handed swing in the system. That includes Elijah Dunham. That includes Austin Wells. That includes Cabrera, Wells, Dominguez left-hand swing.
Spencer Jones.
I don't know if that guy meant Jones yet. That's the only one I can't say because all those other guys have been hit Sweeney's teammate at a time before. So he's seen them swing with him.
Yeah.
And he's saying that this kid has the best left-handed swing in the system.
Wow.
That if the Yankees, he's 6'4", he might even be 6'5", but to stay at shortstop, to keep that flexibility, he has to keep the weight way down.
Yeah, correct. You got that's that position. You got to be more slim, especially up the diamond. Up the diamonds like that a lot. You got to be a little more on the slimmer side, as agile as possible.
Right. Well, if you think about Trey Sweeney's future, if it is with the Yankees, which I'm not convinced it is, but if it is, he is not going to be a shortstop.
No, definitely not.
We got 3 guys that are already ahead of him that would all play shortstop before him.
Mm-hmm.
But as a third baseman, he could have a big future here. It's very similar. Yeah. It's very similar to Wells behind the plate. You get to add a left-handed bat at a premium position, and he's still a good defender.
Yeah.
Next year after Donaldson's gone, what's to say that Sweeney doesn't get a shot at third base after he's bulked up to 220?
Where's he projected to start? He's not projected to start in Double-A yet, right?
Yes,
he is projected to start in Double-A already.
He was at Double-A last year.
Oh, so I'm smoking crack because I forgot I forgot all about that. Okay, so he's gonna project to be already in Double-A. I tell you what, man,
he spent half the season in Double-A.
The Patriots they're gonna have themselves a club again.
That
might be. I already talked to Dane about it. Me and Dane's already planning a little something for a get-together over there. So,
guys, this team this team is so loaded. I'm going to fly from the West Coast to see it.
And it will be an NyynewsTV Day event, likely.
Absolutely.
I've already contacted the Patriots. We've been talking. So we want to figure out the best time. Obviously, we got our event April 1st, Yankee Stadium. Make sure you guys are there in the Audi Club. I got that right. Finally, Audi. I finally got it right. I said Audi. I don't know what the hell I was saying, so now it's Audi Club. So I'm excited about that. But that is, of course, April 1st. But, man, for him to be starting in Double-A already, yeah, you're right. You're not wrong on that at all. I mean, Trey Sweeney can make a very quick impact. I wonder if the Yankees will look forward to that, look ahead, and maybe give him some reps at third base.
Well, I think you have to, don't you?
You would think.
I mean, let me pull up his AAA numbers real fast.
But it's like my friends on the NyynewST podcast say, smart or Yankees.
That's a great point.
A lot of times, the Yankees aren't always on the smart side. They do the Yankee thing, which is not doing the obvious move.
You know, I got some great encouraging hope in that this week when they hired Brian Sabian and Omar Minaya.
Me too. I've heard great things about it.
I think these guys were brought in to help evaluate this group that we have right now. Because
that might be their best trait.
That's exactly what I have said. Let's see. 50 at-bats in Double-A before he got hurt. But he hit 261 in High A. So he will start the year in Double-A.
Good. I forgot. For some reason, I don't know why I thought he was going to be in High A again. But, yeah, if he starts the year in Double-A, that's awesome because the one thing we're going to know pretty quickly is how much has that swing made a difference.
Right. And I've heard you talk about this a lot. I don't start putting a lot of expectations on prospects until I've seen at least a taste of Double-A.
I agree.
Because Low A is filled with guys that can't find the strike zone. And Double-A is where the best talent is.
Yep.
It's not the most refined talent, but it's where the largest group of talent is.
Yeah.
And if he can do it at Double-A, then you start thinking, what do we do with him later on in the year? Do we move him to third base as a legitimate part of this organization, or do we shop him? The fact is that we have options at third base for 2023.
Yep.
But in 2024, at least we're sure IKF and DJ will be gone next year.
Right.
So could you add a Sweeney at third base? Left-hand swing, body built for it, supposedly a very, very good defender, has 30 or better home run power. Probably is going to hit 260, 275 if everything goes the way they hope. He's probably no worse than a 245, 250 hitter. Does he factor into our long-term plans or not? If he doesn't, trade him.
And I think that, well, there you go. I mean, that's the thing I've spoken about for so long now is that the Yankees got to really make up their mind on who do they really feel is a future player and who do they feel is a guy that they're going to have to move. And they got to start making their minds up on these guys. And one of the guys that could push them into making their mind up, maybe on a Dominguez, is the next guy we're going to talk about. And that is what everybody's talking about, Spencer Jones. So you've also got some information on Spencer Jones this offseason.
I do. I have talked to as many people as possible about this kid because every time you hear about his name, you hear a superlative next to it. Can't miss, outstanding, steal in the draft, all those kind of things. I didn't know this, but while he was healing up from Tommy John's, he learned how to play first base.
Oh, God, don't tell people that. Here we go.
Well, I don't look at it as that's his position in the future.
All right.
But I love players who have defensive flexibility.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's super important, especially in today's game. It's super
even
important.
more important in today's game.
Yeah.
If you can tell me that I have a guy who can go give you solid defense at center field, left field, right field, and first base, and has the speed that Jones has, that's someone I want on the team before we even get into the bat. And I just think it's really cool that he's playing first base or has that as an option. Another thing that people don't realize is I've heard some talk about what the Yankees are trying to do with him. And some have said they're worried about how him being a hitter versus a slugger, they want him to worry about strikeouts and stuff like that.
Right.
Couldn't be further from the truth. The kid hit 370 in the SEC last year.
Yeah.
Which is the very best college baseball level. It's very comparable to low A complex league in professional baseball.
Yeah, and that's the thing too that people don't understand is he has experience.
Yeah.
More than a lot of other people does. He has a lot of experience already under his belt. So he should be, in all reality, he should be a very fast mover.
Well, but a lot of that experience, though, was as a pitcher because as he was coming up through high school, they never projected him to be a hitter. You got a guy that's 6'5" and throws 98 miles an hour from the left-hand side.
Right.
You think your future is probably in pitching.
Yep.
So he has his Tommy John surgery, and thank you for leading me into this, but that means he wasn't a full-time hitter until almost his sophomore year in college.
Mm-hmm.
That's young.
Yeah.
So, and he's already hitting 350, 370 or better.
It's insane, man.
Yeah, but what's that future like? If power's the last thing to come, and he's already having exit velos of 119.1, which was the highest of anybody in college baseball history, how much higher is that ceiling?
Facts. I mean, there's not much more that can happen to be excited about this guy. To be quite honest with you,
there's one more thing.
Oh God, here we go. Everybody, buckle up.
Yeah, this is worth it. 45% of every ball he hit in play last year was over 100 miles an hour.
That's stupid, man. That's stupid. What that basically means, folks, is that this guy's hand-eye coordination is stupid good. I mean, what that tells you is he's barreling everything. My man is 6'7", finding a way to barrel everything.
Right.
How many guys around that height, 6'5" and up, who Stanton and Judge are doing that at the major league level? How many other guys are there at that level? And again, yes, I know Spencer Jones not at the major league level, but that is something that scouts really look at.
Well, they're scared to death of it because the long leverage usually means strikeouts, but that's not what this kid does. He hits, if you can hit 370 in the SEC, you should be able to hit 300 in high A.
Yeah, of course. I agree.
300 hitters are a rare thing in baseball these days. There's not a lot of guys. We have 5 guys in the American League that have averages over 300.
Correct.
So the Yankees, all they have to do with Jones is teach him some launch angle. He already hits the ball hard enough to get out of any stadium. He hits the ball on a line like Giancarlo Stanton. He doesn't hit these big, high arcing home runs. And people are advocating for him to push for more power. That's the last thing he should be doing.
Yeah, I agree 100%. No way. No way.
The power comes last, and let it develop naturally. And you know what? If he only hits 35 home runs a year and still hits 340, 330, who cares?
And I want to pull this up, Dane, real quick, because this is what Dane was talking about in the SEC last year. In 2022, Spencer Jones hit 370 on the average, on-base percentage 460, slugging 644, OPS 1,103, 60 RBIs, 12 home runs, 21 doubles, 64 Ks in that time, 14 stolen bags. Then he comes over, of course, and is in Tampa. For the majority of his at-bats, he had 95 plate appearances in Tampa, 83 at-bats overall. And he just went on to hit 325 with a 411 on-base percentage and a 500 slugging. I mean, it's stupid what this kid is doing.
Right.
I think he'll be in Somerset very soon, too.
I think if we put that event around April, he'll be there. It's just...
I mean, how is he not? I mean, look, I'll say it right now on record. Spencer Jones isn't at Double-A probably mid-year latest. It's not a good sign.
No, it's not a good sign.
It's not a good sign. No
He's
way.
either been injured or there's been a setback.
Yeah, a major setback, because there's no way he shouldn't be up. I mean, because again, at the end of the day, the Yankees probably leave him in high A. I think to start, they probably go let him get high A again, see if he replicates what he did. And if he does, I think you're right. I think the Yankees, because he might play only a few games there and go, whoa, get him up to Double-A. He needs a fail somewhere. You got to see some sort of failure at some point. You want to see that.
Thank you for bringing that up. You have to see some kind of failure, especially within the first season and a half of development, because that's the easiest way to fix it.
Yep.
Because you haven't drilled so much in their heads of what you want them to be working on. Like I've heard you say, they just told Spencer Jones to go play. They haven't even, started molding this kid in the way that they usually do to other prospects. So
you may not want them to be honest, to be honest with you.
I believe if Brian Sabian and Omar Minaya are in charge of it, I don't mind them touching.
Oh yeah, I'd be all for it then. Yeah,
but it's Fishman,
keep him away.
I'm trying to think of the nicest thing I can say about the guy.
I was about to say, Dane, just when Dane freezes right there, don't worry, something's coming, guys. Take it easy.
Just dump him at the bottom of the ocean, or
I mean that's what I've been saying for a long time. You gotta just shoot him out of a cannon right into the Atlantic. That's it. That's all you gotta do. But Dane, I know you wanted to add some more stuff, but I want to keep this for this video. I want to keep this 3 right now for the video, because I think this was very, very good. I think the fans get a very good understanding and an idea. And guys, by the way, a little bit of news for you guys that I want to put out that revolves around Dane is NyynewsTV.com is going to soon have a blog section where you're going to get a lot of information from Dane. And one of the cool things Dane is going to be doing is updating when games are started to give a rundown of what happened that day.
Basically, I'm doing the box scores at night, so you'll be able to see. I'll give you every box score from when complex ball starts. So that's the complex team, the 2 DSL teams, the low A team, the high A team, Double-A, Triple-A. Yep, so everybody will be able to look at 8 box scores, and I will highlight the players that have done something that night. And then hopefully once a week we can get on and talk about who had a hot week or whatever.
Yeah,
we'll figure that out later.
Right, we'll figure all that out. But go ahead.
I also have something really exciting for the guy. I'm shooting this on January 15th, which is International Free Agent Signing Day. That's when we're going to ink Brandon Maya. The guy that I have coming on is one of two guys that I trust in the prospect world implicitly. This guy knows more about these kids. And by those kids, I mean the international free agent kids than anybody else. He had teams who they were going to sign a full 2 years before Baseball America did or Baseball Prospectus did.
Right.
He's got family on the ground in the DR, and he's going to talk about guys like Kiner Delgado, Emmanuel Tejada, Jared Cerna, Luis Cerna. There's talk about those guys already being in the top 10 of Yankee prospects. Just one quick hit about Delgado, because I know that you'll love this. He had twice as many walks as strikeouts as a 17-year-old in the DSL.
Sign me up. If I was a scout, that's me. Yeah, bring him over. Come on. What are we doing? What are we waiting for? I don't care about nothing else. Bring him on board. Bring him on board. You could do that. Look, if you show me early on that you got back control and the hand-eye coordination is there and you got an eye, come on. We'll figure out the other tools. You could show you could do that as a hitter. Come on board. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on over.
Emmanuel Tejada did the same thing.
Well, those are some names that fans are going to be excited to hear you talk about. So,
yeah.
Until next time, guys. Dane, tell them how they doing, man. Everybody all right? You good?
Everybody is great around here, and it's prospect season, baby. It is prospect season, so we get to talk about this. We've got lists dropping every day. Yep, so you're going to be seeing my ugly face on here quite a bit more than usual. So, and be excited about Spencer Jones, guys.
Yes. Everybody be excited. Be excited about Spencer Jones. Until next time, guys, we are out. Talk to you soon.
See ya.